How are we going today, guys? Just got home from the gym, body's craving carbs, body's craving something sweet, so I'm going to take sweet potatoes and create a bit of a muffin variation out of them. So in most cases with muffins, they're quite high in fat and quite high in sugar, but when using sweet potatoes, I find that they're a great substitute because they're naturally sweet and have a natural butter texture, so it keeps the recipe smooth, also keeps the muffins moist. As well as that, sweet potatoes are really high in vitamin A, vitamin C, copper, manganese, and dietary fiber as well. So they're a perfect substitute, great for the body. We're also going to take some other fruits like bananas and blueberries and make sure these muffins taste absolutely awesome. So I'm going to head upstairs and get us started. So guys, we're using the gold variation of sweet potato today. So as well as being packed full of nutrients and antioxidants and all that sort of stuff, it's got a really lovely orangey gold color, and that's gonna really contribute to our muffins. So we're just gonna peel that up, and what we're hoping to look for is about 1 cup worth of sweet potato, and then we're gonna mash it all down and then incorporate it into our dry ingredients. So once we've peeled our potato, we're gonna chop it up into smaller pieces, put it in a microwave safe container, and chuck it in the microwave with a little bit of water just for about 10-12 minutes. And that should soften it up really nicely, ready for mashing. So as we said, guys, we're looking for about 1 cup worth of ingredients. So when you're microwaving it, make sure you chuck the lid on, but make sure there's actual steam vents for some of the steam to get out of. So we're gonna use 2 eggs and 1 egg white. Just gonna whisk that up. And then set it aside. So into our mixing bowl is gonna go 1.5 cups of wholemeal self-raising flour, as well as about 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And the reason we use baking powder is it's going to help our muffins rise. So just sift your lumps through, and then whether or not you want to use them with wholemeal self-raising flour, there's usually the wholemeal flakes that are left over. You can just chuck them in or throw them out. So we're then going to put that aside while we wait for our sweet potato. We've just gotten our sweet potato out of the microwave. And what we're going to do is just give it a bit of a pre-mash, just with a fork, just before we put it in the food processor. So into our food processor is going to go our cup of sweet potatoes. We're going to chuck in 1 banana, about a handful of fresh blueberries, and about 1/2 cup of almond milk. The lid on and then blitz. So as we can see from that, guys, our sweet potato is all blended down. You do still see some of the skins of the blueberries, but that's good because that's going to provide some extra texture. So we're going to bring back our dry ingredients. Make a bit of a well in the middle, just to the flour. Very manly cake scraper there. Chuck in our egg, as well as our sweet potato. Just gonna give it a bit of a stir around. So try not to be too rough when we're folding through our mixture, just because if we do, the egg won't mix well and it won't rise properly. All right, so some last little additions. We're gonna chuck in 1/3 cup of dried blueberries, a handful of muesli, and the last ingredient, you can leave it in, you can leave it out, but I've got a bit of blackcurrant jam. Now this is the only sugar that I'm actually gonna add to the dish, and I've worked out that the sugar that's in that will equate to about 1 gram per muffin. So I think we're doing pretty good, and that's just gonna add some extra flavor through the muffins. So stir it all together. And lastly, just put your mixture in some muffin trays, fill it about 3/4 of the way up. And then into an oven about 170 for about 25 minutes. Alright guys, so such a simple alternative for such a strong and healthy payoff. Really hope you guys try this one out, and I really hope you enjoy it. Just as a note, when it comes to baking guys, you do have to make sure your measurements are quite exact, otherwise it doesn't seem to work or things don't seem to rise. But really try and experiment with what you're actually putting into your baking, alright? So this recipe here is, completely OG, paid off really well, and I really enjoy it, and I really hope you guys enjoy it too. Make sure you guys try it out. Any variations or things you want to see a bit further, give me a yell in the comments below or on the socials, and as always, make sure you like and subscribe.